back to the podcast. This has been a month in a row podcast.
It's a miracle. I'll give you, it's a trend now. It's a trend.
Do you know what also is a trend? The Yankees losing in the playoffs.
You know, it's a great day anytime the Yankees lose in the playoffs. Every year, I look forward to the day that the Yankees are knocked out of the playoffs. And this year, no exception. And they just got annihilated by the Astros. So this will be now the 13th, I think it's the 13th consecutive year that the Yankees do not win a World Series. It's greatest baker's dozen years of my life. Because I don't hate many things, but I hate the Yankees. And now, the Yankees have some tough decisions to make in the offseason. You gonna bring Aaron Judge back? I wouldn't. I mean, they offered him $8 million, or 8 years, like $240 million. He said no. So what's he gonna want? 10 years, $30 million? For a 30-year-old guy who gets hurt all the time? I'm not signing up for that. And the Cubs shouldn't either. Stay away, Cubs. Stay away.
Speaking of the playoffs, Astros and Phillies are in the World Series. Who do you have winning it all?
Who do you have winning it all?
I have the Astros. Except the Phillies have been playing very well, but the Astros just have the better team.
The Astros have the better team. Home field advantage. But I'm going with the Phillies because of the Dusty Baker factor. Dusty Baker chokes in the big games almost every year. He's never won a World Series. Seems like a very nice man. He probably deserves a World Series. If he wins, good for him. But Dusty Baker chokes in the playoffs for whatever reason every year. And I'm still mad at him from 2003 when the Cubs choked against the Marlins and had that series won. That's the Steve Bartman year. Which, by the way, Steve Bartman did not cost the Cubs that game. I don't even know if Moises Alou would have caught the ball in the outfield. But then the very next batter, Alex Gonzalez, chokes on a easy ground ball to shortstop. Should have been a double play to get out of the inning. And air, and the floodgates opened and the Cubs lost. So a little bitter about Dusty Baker for that year. Couldn't manage a pitching staff. He had Mark Pryor. He had Kerry Wood. Team was loaded and they choked. So I have 20 years of hostility towards not hostility, but it's in the back. A little anger, repressed anger towards Dusty Baker. So I'm going with the Phillies in 7. 7 games.
I can tell. All right, moving on to NFL. Week 7 was it felt normal, but also just wow. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are not good right now.
Both of those teams are a mess. I mean, the last 3 weeks, the Packers have lost to the Giants, the Jets, and the Commanders. 3 of the worst teams in the league. And they've lost all 3. And I can even go back a game. Oh, no, they beat the Patriots. But, yeah, you lose to the Giants, the Jets, in Washington the last 3 weeks. And now you get to play the Bills. Good luck with that. And Tom Brady should have stayed retired.
Yeah. Which, speaking of retiring, Aaron Rodgers did say, and I quote, he made it clear that he was going to retire after this season.
Aaron Rodgers is not going to retire. Aaron Rodgers does some form of this every single year. He's playing a game. He's trying to get the Packers to make moves because his wide receiver core sucks. So if he threatens to leave, he's hoping that they'll go out, get a receiver, improve the team, and that's all he wants. So he's not going to retire. I will bet you anything you want right now. Aaron Rodgers will not retire. But you know what they should do? They'd be knocking on Odell Beckham's door.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was just going to say. Odell would be a perfect fit there.
Although I don't know when he can come back.
I don't know either.
Because didn't he get hurt in the playoffs?
He got hurt in the Super Bowl, tore his ACL, and he just didn't. He hasn't signed with a team yet, though.
He's probably out there most of the year and won't be back till later in the year. So I don't know if that would help them. They need help, though, in the wide receiver core. Sammy Watkins is hurt now. Or not Sammy Watkins. Alan Lazard is hurt, so he's going to miss a game or two. What about the Colts benching Matty Ice for the rest of the year?
So the Colts benched Matt Ryan for Sam Ellinger, if that's how you say his last name, for the rest of the season.
It's a bad decision.
I mean, I don't know. Matt Ryan has thrown 9 touchdowns, but Matt Ryan has also thrown 9 interceptions. Most of those have been pick six too. It's not good.
I'm not gonna disagree with you that he's not having the greatest year, but you're gonna bench a Hall of Fame quarterback, which he probably is, for Sam Ellinger. I don't get it. I don't know how that improves the team. Now indie coaches and front office, they know that locker room better than we do, and maybe they see something on the inside there, but I think they're pulling the plug on the Matt Ryan experiment way too early. I can just see Indy taking a tumble in a downward spiral for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good over there, especially with the state they were already in. They did win. They did lose last week too, which was rough. So they are not in a good position right now, and not a good position to try to experiment with a backup quarterback.
You know who hasn't lost?
The Eagles.
The Giants.
Oh my.
6-1. The Giants. The New York Giants are 6-1.
Remember last year when they were terrible? That's not the case this year.
They're terrible this year.
It's just, but how are they winning?
I mean, okay.
Their schedule is easy now.
They beat the Titans week 1. Titans are struggling. Then they beat Carolina, bad. Beat the Cowboys without Dak. Beat the Bears, bad. Go to win against the Packers. Still don't know how they won that. Yeah, they did beat the Ravens and then the Jaguars. And now they're 6-1 and they play the Seahawks this week, the Texans the week after, the Lions. They could be 9-1, and they're a bad football team.
And they're gonna make the playoffs too.
If you start 9-1, you're gonna make the playoffs.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think even if you go, again, we've said it so many times. Even if you go 8-9 in the NFC, you're gonna make the playoffs. I still think the Buccaneers and Packers will still make the playoffs. I think it's going to happen.
I think the Packers will. They're my Super Bowl pick. They have to. I'm worried about the Buccaneers. I mean, they play Baltimore tonight. I don't think Tom Brady's in a good mindset. All the stuff going on in his personal life. He's getting old. He's not playing horrible, but that team's a mess right now. I mean, They can't score points.
It's bad for them. I was gonna say something, and then I forgot. Oh yeah, Tua's back. Tua man. He played pretty well against the Steelers.
Yeah, in the first quarter, and then that game was gross.
That game was terrible. No points scored in the second half. The Bears pull a huge upset and destroy the Patriots. Justin Fields did look pretty good in that game, except the only thing was every single play he was running around in the pocket trying to make a play happen.
Their line's awful. Their weapons are awful. He has no hope. He played well for what's around him. He's going to die this year.
Yeah.
He takes 2 or 3 shots a game where he's just laying on the ground and a struggle to get up. One of those is going to knock him out. He's not going to last. That team is a joke. Absolute joke.
The Seahawks beat the Chargers, and wow. Okay, I saw something. Do you know what game this week? It's the only game this week. It's between 2 winning record teams. What game is that?
I did see that, and I forget what it was. What was it?
Seahawks and Giants.
Wow. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Who other than Giants fans was like, Giants are going 6-1. They're making the playoffs.
Geno Smith, man. Geno Smith leading the Seahawks.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna do picks.
Yeah, let's do picks. Thursday night prime time. Ravens, Buccaneers. I think this should be a good game. I really hope it breaks the streak of terrible Thursday night football games. I'm going to go with Buccaneers. I think they upset the Ravens here. Tom Brady kind of, I don't even know what to call it. Gets his head in the game, and they win this.
I think the Buccaneers are going to win. I don't know that it's going to break the trend of horrible games, and so as a result, I put both field goal kickers into my DraftKings lineup for tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to watch it. All right. Oh, what happened? No. Hold on, we're having technical difficulties.
This is great. It's absolutely fantastic.
All right, Broncos, Jaguars.
I could have killed some time.
Broncos, Jaguars.
Russell Wilson's back. Broncos.
Jaguars. Russell Wilson still sucks. Dolphins, Lions. I've got the Dolphins because Tua's back. Everyone is healthy. The Dolphins are playing well. And yeah, they're playing the Lions.
Dan Campbell's due.
Are you kidding me?
Lions.
No. Just, do you know how bad the Lions' defense is? It's terrible.
Lions.
No. Panthers, Falcons.
Oh, what a bad game.
I've got the Panthers here.
No way.
The Falcons just don't know how to use their weapons. They don't. They just do not.
The Panthers don't have any weapons. None.
Yeah, they still beat the Buccaneers. None. They still beat the Buccaneers.
That was an aberration. I'm going with the Falcons.
Cardinals, Vikings. I've got Vikings in a blowout. D-Hop is back. He was back last week. He did play well last week. The Cardinals played well in general. Their defense did.
Did he play well? I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, he had like 10 catches, something like that. 120 yards.
The Cardinals are not playing well. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Cowboys, Bears. I think the Cowboys just kill the Bears.
Cowboys.
Raiders, Saints. I've got the Saints. The Raiders still suck. They've beat two terrible teams.
I'm going with the Raiders because apparently Andy Dalton is going to start for the Saints even though Jameis Winston is healthy.
Yeah, I saw that. And
that's a bad decision. Raiders.
I don't know what's going on with quarterbacks this season. Steelers, Eagles. Eagles have an easy game. Kenny Pickett is doing terrible. And I know he's a rookie. But he's had 3 interceptions in 2 different games.
They could have won that game last week.
Except Kenny Pickett threw a horrible interception.
Threw a horrible pick in the end zone at the end of the game. I'll go with the Eagles.
Jets, Patriots. I think the Patriots beat the Jets here. I know the Jets are on a really good winning streak, but I think it snaps.
The Jets stink. They're 5-2. They stink.
And especially against a divisional rival.
I'm going with the Patriots. Mac Jones is starting again. I'm not real sure why. I think he has to play better. If not, you got Zappy.
Bailey Zappy.
Coming in. I'm going New England.
Giants, Seahawks. Like I said before, the only game with 2 teams who have a winning record. I've got the Giants. I think it's actually a really close game because of how these 2 teams are playing, but I think the Giants win.
The Giants stink too. Seahawks.
I see it happening. I mean, I feel like it's a toss-up. Commanders, Colts. I know the Colts don't have Matt Ryan, and we don't really know who Sam Ehlinger really is and how good he really is.
We do. He played a couple years ago. We know who
Was
he
he good?
No.
No? Okay. I've got Colts still. I think Jonathan Taylor will carry this game.
Commanders.
Commanders are just. I know they beat the Packers, but the Packers suck. 49ers, Rams. I've got 49ers killing the Rams. The Rams have been playing so bad. Matt Stafford has been playing terribly.
I cannot figure out the Rams. Matt Stafford. You want to talk about Matt Ryan throwing 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I think Stafford has like 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. They've been bad.
Yeah, it's been bad.
I'm going with the Rams.
Bills, Packers. I've got Bills. I think it's a closer game than people probably think. I think people probably think it's a blowout since the Packers have been playing bad. But I think the Packers defense shows up and it's a close game. But I've got Bills.
I'm going with Bills. Big.
Bengals, Browns. This is a big one. We've got a divisional matchup. Ohio versus Ohio.
Well, I don't like this with the news that Jamar Chase is going to be out for like 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I mean, the Bengals still have good wide receivers. The Browns, I don't have any confidence in the Browns. I'm going with the Bengals on the road.
I've got the Browns. They always seem to figure out how to win against the Bengals.
That's the Monday night game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Now I'm going with the Bengals.
All right. 2 things I want to say.
Okay.
Kadarius Toney gets traded to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. Do the Chiefs get better? Yeah. But is Kadarius Toney really going to be that big of...
Do they really get better?
That's what I was going to say. Is Kadarius Toney really that good? And is he that big of an impact?
No.
I don't think he is.
He's been hurt all year. He's always hurt. He's an average wide receiver. I don't know how that makes Kansas City better.
And then Robert Quinn gets traded from the Bears to the Eagles. One of the Bears' best players gets traded to the Eagles, one of the best teams in the league, and that defense just seems to be getting way, way better.
I think that makes the Eagles better. Gives them a little more of a pass rush. I think they gave up a 4th rounder for him. Yeah, I mean, not a bad trade for the Eagles.
James Robinson gets traded to the Jets.
Well, they needed that with Breece Hall going out with a ACL tear and out for the rest of the year, so they needed help. And good for the Jets, right? They think they have a chance to win, and they're going out and making their team better. James Robinson makes their team better. I
didn't want to say,
for them.
Probably don't start James Robinson in fantasy this week because I'm pretty sure he's not the starter just yet. I think it's Michael Carter. So if Michael Carter's on the waivers, maybe go pick him up. I don't know.
Or just don't play fantasy.
That's true. Hey, I'm 5-2. So I'm doing pretty good.
I'm 0-0 in love and life.
Yeah, because you said you quit.
I did.
Yeah.
0-0.
Uh-huh.
I don't miss it at all. High State, Penn State. What do you got?
I hate to admit it, I'm not scared, but I'm worried. And Penn State always plays well against Ohio State. It's kind of really the secondary Michigan matchup. Honestly, I think it'll be way closer than Michigan. But I've still got Ohio State. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, a pretty close game. And I'm saying 2 scores, and 2 scores is a close game for Ohio State.
The line is 15.5, which I think is ridiculous. Game's going to be much closer than that. Penn State's defense is okay. Their cornerbacks are going to give, I think, Ohio State's receivers a little bit of a problem. I just don't know that Penn State can score enough. I'm calling like 34-26.
I'm saying 44 to probably like 35 maybe. I know that score doesn't really make sense, but I'm just saying it's going to be a 2-score game. I don't know.
All right, well, next week we'll should have a World Series winner. I think the NFL trade deadline's next week, so we should get some more trades in the next handful of days that we can talk about.
Hopefully.
And see if the Giants can continue.
Lamar Jackson, please play good. I need you. He's on my fantasy.
See, that's the problem with fantasy. You're begging. You're begging
He's
players to
gotten
play
10 points the past 4 weeks.
See, I just sit and enjoy the games. It's refreshing. It's refreshing. And you're sitting here getting all worked up because he won't get you an extra 5-6 points.
I needed that last week.
Yeah.
I did. All right. That's going to be it.
All right. See you next time.